Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are throwing our hat in the ring for the 2023 NASCAR group build. Um, this is something I'd heard of and I had interest in. The only way I was going to do it was to do a car from the 60s, and I just happened to have two. The only thing was picking between the two, a 64 Belvedere, the Petty 43 car, or this one, um, Joe Weatherly's 61 Pontiac. And I went with this one because of it being a Mobius kit, and I really like how these kits go together. NASCAR for me in the 60s, when you could still recognize a car, they were uh, production cars. Uh, I thought that was the best, you know, through the 40s, 50s. I know some of the 50s cars I can identify with. My father would know one just by looking at it because of the grill or some trim piece on it. Um, the 60s are what I'm more, in tune with. The drivers were badass. Joe Weatherly, like Fireball Roberts, they passed away early, but they were tough guys. Uh, I'll say this about NASCAR: I don't watch it. Today, I haven't watched in about 5 years. Um, and I'll be real short with this because it's a model channel. We're talking about cars. Politics. When you inject politics into anything, you kill it. And the moment politics and these other issues, without going into it, other issues got injected in NASCAR, I stopped watching. Not one more cent, not one more minute of my time. No how, no way. Baseball, football, drag racing, stock car racing. Just as soon go watch some grassroots racing. Watch some guys bang it out in late models. Um, go to the 8th Mile track and watch some street cars go at it. Drag racing. Uh, that's so there it is. That's all I'm going to say about that. So the Mobius 61 Pontiac is our kit of choice. Let's take a quick look at it. Alrighty, guys. Before we get into this, I want to thank the guys putting this on our group build here. Jeff's Model Cars and Fred Henry. Thank you guys both for putting this on. It is going to be, despite my lack of enthusiasm for modern NASCAR, it's going to be fun. Um, I'm digging this car. I'm digging the idea of the build. So, in this car, I'm not going to show everything. We'll just hit the highlights of it. I did take stuff out of the bags because the sound of the plastic crinkling and that, especially on camera when the mic picks it up, that bugs the shit out of me. So we've got body and chassis here. This is a real nice floor pan. As always, Mobius knocks it out of the park, the detail on the car. Separate chassis. That is a very nice piece, and it is straight. I understand that guys have been getting some of the trucks with a little bit of warping. That must be a isolated issue because none of the Mobius models that I have warped parts. I'm hoping it's an isolated issue. So the car is nice and straight. The details on it are awesome. And this kit is to be built as a NASCAR. You don't have a full interior and such to build a road going Catalina. So this is just to be done as a stock car. What do we got here? Some of the stock car parts. And I'm dropping shit everywhere. Roll bar, roll cage, the racing steering wheel on here, the larger air cleaner, the dash insert for the dashboard. You do have gauges to do a stock on decal sheet to do stock gauges or the racing gauges, but you won't have two seats in the car and such. Um, it's good, really good details on this stuff. I cannot say it enough. And the Pontiac engine, the engine in this kit, let's find it here. It is hard to find a good Pontiac engine. Stuff that was done in the monogram days is blocky. It lacks detail. That engine and four-speed transmission are excellent. The big, is it 8 scale I'm thinking of, Trans Am that they just came out with, they re-released. That engine is so blocky and so lacking of detail. You know, it's a shame to go pay, hundreds of dollars for a kit and then have that kind of that detail on the engine. It's a letdown. That's why I didn't buy one. Oil pan, been around a Pontiac engine, the heads, the cylinder heads, the manifolds and oil pan, those are correct. They're dead on. There's no blockiness. There's no, well, we couldn't get all the detail right, so we just made a lump for an oil pan. Very, very good. Real quick, we're going through this stuff, guys. Some of you probably already have this kit or have seen it. Differential, and there's stuff in the background. We'll just get through this quick here. Anyway, it's good, and we'll see it as a build. There'll be updates. This build goes from today's actually the 6th. It started yesterday, February 5th. Coincides with the NASCAR season, so we'll go through, I believe, November 5th. So we've got months to build this car and take time and put good our best work into them. And it's going to be really cool to see what everyone else does. Again, thanks to Jeff and Henry for hosting this. It's much appreciated. What else? There was... I have to do a little more homework on the car because 61, 62 Pontiac Catalinas, and there was some difference. Every time I see a 61 pictures of it, and I've got some NASCAR stuff that I keep around for just for this, for the pictures, the decals. On that decal sheet, all right, there are some decals for, it looks like what was early 61 and later 61 into 62. The Pontiac livery on the side had changed. Stevens Pontiac, which I know was early 61, and then Gilmore Pontiac, and then the colors in the lettering on the side, the number 8, and the Bud Moore's Garage that goes on the fender up on the tops of the front fenders. There's 2 different styles of the livery there too. So I had to pick out. I'm going to go with probably the earliest, the first car, and go that route. So I just got to find, and they showed, there's different cars, different tracks. They didn't keep uniform. The car might have silver wheels on it at one race. It might have black steel wheels on it the next. If it got wrecked, they replaced things. They weren't uniform and had, parts and parts and parts lined up of all the same thing. They put the cars together and did what they had to do. So as far as the livery goes and the decals, we're just going to go back and pick out a photo of the earliest car in 61 and go that route. We'll just try to replicate one exact car. All right, guys, that's it for today. We've got pieces of small scale group build sitting around here. That'll be another video, and then I was hesitant to jump into group builds with everything that was going on. Uh, but I've got three that I want to do here. Is the small scale, which I did last year and had a lot of fun with. So we're into that in February here. The '69 Nova, the NASCAR group build. NASCAR is a little bit out of my wheelhouse. I usually do drag cars and muscle cars, and there's a long time for that to do that. And then later this year it would be the Pro Street group build. So as long as I stay focused on those and don't get too crazy and you know bite off more than I can chew, I should be okay. Alrighty, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate everyone, and we'll see you next time.